pay-for-performance standard, a standard by which managers tie compensation to employee effort and performance. The term pay-for-performance refers to a wide range of compensation options, including merit-based pay, bonuses, salary commissions, job and pay banding, team group incentives, and various gain-sharing programs. Each of these compensation systems seeks to differentiate between the pay of average performers and that of outstanding performers. Pay equity. Simply defined, equity embraces the concept of fairness. Equity theory, also referred to as distributive fairness, is a motivation theory that explains how people respond to situations in which they feel they have received less or more than they deserve. For employees, pay equity is achieved when the compensation received is equal to the value of the work performed. There are three kinds of pay equity. External equity. People in similar jobs compare themselves to what others are making in different organizations. Internal equity. People compare themselves to peers in different jobs in the same organization. Individual equity. People compare themselves to others in their organization with the same job. Research clearly demonstrates that employees' perceptions of pay equity or inequity can have dramatic effects on their motivation for both work behavior and productivity. Managers must therefore develop strategic pay practices that are both internally and externally equitable. Expectancy theory and pay. Another tool to help determine your compensation strategy is expectancy theory. The expectancy theory of motivation predicts that one's level of motivation depends on the attractiveness of the rewards sought and the probability of obtaining those rewards. Expectancy theory holds that employees should exert greater work effort if they have reason to expect that it will result in a reward that is valued. To motivate this effort, the value of any monetary reward should be attractive. Employees also must believe that good performance is valued by their employer and will result in their receiving the expected reward. Pay for performance and expectancy theory. Figure shows the relationship between pay for performance and the expectancy theory of motivation. The model predicts, first, that high effort will lead to high performance, expectancy. For example, if an employee believes she has the skills and abilities to perform her job, and if she works hard, effort, then her performance will improve or be high. Second, high performance should result in rewards that are appreciated by the employee, valued. Elements of the compensation package are said to have instrumentality when an employee's high performance leads to monetary rewards that are valued. Pay for performance leads to a feeling of pay satisfaction, and this feeling should reinforce one's high level of effort. The basis for compensation work performed in most private, public, and not-for-profit organizations has traditionally been compensated based on hourly work. These employees are classified as hourly employees or wage earners and are normally paid only for the time they work. Piecework compensation, in which employees are paid according to the number of units they produce, is another kind of compensation, though it is far less prevalent than hourly work as a basis for compensating employees. Those whose compensation is computed on the basis of weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly pay periods are classified as salaried employees. Salaried employees, unlike hourly employees, are generally paid the same for each pay period, even though they occasionally may work more hours or fewer than the regular number of hours in a period. They also usually receive certain benefits not provided to hourly employees. Another basis for compensation centres on whether employees are classified as non-exempt or exempt under the Fair Labour Standards Act, FLSA. Non-exempt employees are covered by the Act and must be paid at a rate of 1.5 times their regular pay rate for time worked in excess of 40 hours in their work week. Most hourly workers employed in interstate commerce are considered non-exempt workers under the FLSA. Employees not covered by the overtime provision of the FLSA are classified as exempt employees. The US Department of Labor, DOL, considers employees as exempt when their primary duty includes the exercise of discretion and independent judgment with respect to matters of significance. This includes managers, supervisors, and a large number of white-collar employees. There are other classifications for exemption, so employers should check the exact terms and conditions of exemption before classifying employees as either exempt or non-exempt. Compensation design, the pay mix. A combination of internal and external factors can directly or indirectly influence the rates at which employees are paid. The interaction of these factors constitutes the pay mix, as shown in figure. The internal factors that influence pay rates are the organization's compensation strategy, the worth of a job, an employee's relative worth in meeting job requirements, and an employer's ability to pay. The major external factors that influence pay rates include labour market conditions, area pay rates, cost of living, collective bargaining if the employer is unionised, and legal requirements.